As we've talked before, a classical education is more than just facts and dates and passing tests at the end of the year. It's about understanding the good, true, and beautiful and developing character in our scholars. So beginning in early in the kindergarten grades all the way through, that's something we're hyper focused on, and we've actually systematized and brought through our entire system. There's about 25 years of worth of research that's been done on classical education. What we've done is combed through all that, created a 10-point plan of how to develop character education modules and put them into a school setting and or homeschool setting, and to get the maximum effect in usage of it. I've actually written a book on this, and we implement it in our schools. It's something that's super, super important both to our parents and to our society. The root of it is talking and using the role of story. So when you read Charlotte's Web, we're trying to pull out those big moral virtue issues that Charlotte experienced with Wilbur, let's say. And so novels become a major component of getting the big discussion going about right and wrong, and did the character do right. No better way to learn than through the eyes of a deep, rich character that's been around in classical literature. So we do the same thing with history. We try to talk to our teachers. It's not about dates and facts and times. It's about connections to stories. And then we bring in the great men and women of history to also make that come alive. So there's a 10-point plan that we run through our schools. In the homeschool environment, maybe a few of these and not all of them, but it's a concerted effort. All of these are just a very focused approach towards culture, towards values and virtues instruction through a campus-wide environment. So things on your wall and the things that are happening in the classroom, engaging the parents, creating a house system where the kids can come together and kind of like the Harry Potter model with the tribe, and then feel like they're part of something, and then take on service projects. Very concerted effort at it. So I won't go through all the details, but you can find them on the web and whatnot. But again, it starts with the novels and the stories and history and people. We focus on 2 per month in the entire campus environment, entire school model. And then every subject, we're talking about those 2, whatever they are for that particular month. It's rooted in Adlerian discipline, psychology of Dreikers and Glasser. We do visual reinforcements. These are all research-backed components. The teachers are we spend a lot of time on character development and teaching it, what it looks like. It's almost like some of our teachers that come in, we have to unlearn some of the patterns and like spend time with this area because it's not something that's tested. So a lot of teachers are kind of programmed to teach towards a test. We're trying to get away from that and go deeper through those Socratic discussions. Then we have a monitoring program that gets done behind the scenes at our campus levels to see if there is any kind of issues or problems that we can address. And then the house system, which we talked about. It permeates our athletic program, our after school program, and it's literally in everything we do. It's kind of why we think we're there as a school. Of course, we want kids to learn to be able to read and write and do all the important things and have a good academic base as they go forward. But we really want to help create better people that know right from wrong and understand the good, true, and beautiful. As they move up into the upper grades, we start working on logic and rhetoric. And those are your ability to persuade and the art of argument and using the logical tools and fallacies and the red herring and the different components into a rhetorical style, which used to be a very fine and important art back in the ancient times and the medieval times too. And we're really trying to instill upon them character models, values and virtues, those kind of things. Here's a list of the 2 values and virtues we pick per month. Just kind of a rundown of that, where they come from. A lot of them we started with Ben Franklin's 13 Virtues and then kind of expanded from there. And again, these are embedded in all our curriculum cards, everything we kind of do. And we're looking for what Aristotle talked about was that golden mean. Not too much, not too little, right? Kind of in the middle. And this is what wisdom is, as they explain in the ancient Greeks, is finding that middle spot on management. And the way that looks is we create these curriculum cards that are date coded. So in the month of K through 12, in the month of 9, we're going to be covering perseverance and grit all the way through. And on the back of these cards are prompts to start a conversation, to help instill a conversation. They could be some things that we'd recommend that you read if you want to learn more about humility. Here's some age-appropriate books that you could read with your children. Some rules of thumb, some great movies to watch if you want to understand more about grit, perseverance. Here's some movies from different time frames and models of that they could look to in their life. And then overarching Socratic questions. So this is just designed to be a prompt or a way for that homeschool parent or a classroom teacher to make that come alive, to help them be concerted in thinking about the particular value and virtue. This one is honor, shows up in the 5th month, which would be December, and it shows up in every grade. So, and then some folks that have been in honor. We try to take some time, moderation. You see they're all on their cell phones. So we try to take things that are contemporary to have the discussion at home and in the classroom about what does that look like? What's responsible use of social media and screen time? Loyalty, courage, and just some actions that are courage or fearless. Fighting or walking away from a fight, is that courageous, or is it which is foolish? Which action is courageous and which is foolish? So we tried to come up with ways to make this come alive for our scholars. So again, that is really what we do, is character development, and we take it very, very seriously. We have monitoring systems in place to do it. In our campuses, we have the 10-point plan. It's embedded in all the curriculum that we do. It's well beyond a bullying program, which is mandated by every state in the union. This is extremely specific, and it's not just something we pull off a shelf and do once in a while. It's everything we do. And when you look at 125 years of Catholic or Christian or Jewish or Islamic education, they really spend a lot of time in values and virtues. And it's beyond just writing a 5-paragraph essay and the Pythagorean theorem. It's much deeper than that. So hopefully that helps understand it.